Hey everybody, AGodlessProgressive here. I'm going to start a new, video series. Well, I guess it's going to be the start of a new video series since I haven't started any. So, yeah, it's just going to be random vlog, I guess, series 1 or episode 1. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. But this is just going to be where I vlog about, stories or different things or what's going on. So, yeah, so here we go. Episode / volume 1, whatever I call this. I have an interesting story, or interesting thing that's happened recently. For those of you who don't know, I go to school here, and in random podunk hick town, USA, and this is the guy who lives on my floor. He's a pretty nice guy, he's not weird or anything, but I remember at the beginning of the semester, we were talking, and I think we were talking about basketball because we're both Bulls fans. And then out of nowhere, he asked me if I found a church since I'd gotten down here. And obviously, since I'm atheist, the answer to that question is no. So he was telling me about he goes to this church and how I should come over or come on Sunday, and it's a good time. And I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't sound like a good time, honestly. That sounds like a horrible time. It sounds like a very boring time. I thought it was I actually did laugh a little, because I was thinking, first he just automatically assumes I'm a Christian, which is funny. And then he automatically assumes out of the 30-something thousand Christian denominations there are, I'm his particular denomination. I mean, even back in the day when I was a Christian, I wasn't that myopic to think that, this guy thinks, this guy's probably a Christian, he probably believes what I believe. I mean, I just thought that was hilarious. I just got a kick out of that. So I'm like, okay, he gives me this card, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, just give me the card so I can throw it away as soon as you turn around, which is exactly what happened. But then, so obviously I didn't go. So then he's like, a couple days after that Sunday, he's like, gee, what happened to you? I thought you said you were going to go to church. And I had to make up some bullshit excuse. I was like, yeah, I had homework. Cause it's like, it's just, I just couldn't go, man. I had homework, I mean, just some bullshit excuse when I was probably just playing Call of Duty all day. So this goes on, and then, like, from that point on, every time I see this guy, every time I'd seen this guy for, like, probably, every time I see him, like, in the hall, because he lives on my floor, so every time I see him, like, in the hall, or, in the cafeteria or whatever, I'm walking on campus, I see him, we'll sit and we'll start talking, and I'll stop and talk to him for a little bit, and every time he finds a way to work that God angle in. Every time, like, I'll be talking about, this class or that class. This class is a, pain in the ass, or I gotta do this, or I gotta read that, or I gotta do this project, or I gotta go out of town and do this, or whatever I'm doing, right? Whatever I gotta do, and I'm, just bitching about it, right? He'll always find a way, like, yeah, that's why I just put all my faith in God, and I'm like, what does that even mean? I'm thinking, what the fuck does that even mean? I put all my faith in God. What does that mean? What does that represent? But yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. But the thing is, okay, I haven't specifically come out and said, you know what, man, I'm not an atheist. I don't believe in God. And I'm pretty sure I don't believe in your God. I haven't come out and said that, but he has to know I'm an atheist. I mean, for several reasons. First reason is on this floor I live with a couple of friends, and they're both atheists. And another friend that lives next door to me, he's not an atheist, but he's like a theist, but he doesn't believe in, you know, the Christian gods or gods like that. But he's like a theist, but he's not a Christian, or he doesn't believe in religion. So you know, I know he thinks those guys are. I know he knows those guys are atheists, and he knows I hang out with them, and I know he's seen me go on one of my many. I know he's heard me go on one of my many rants against religion, or take little digs at religion like that, or say things against religion, or I remember. In fact, I remember specifically because he lives next door to one of my friends who's an atheist, and I remember we reading some story about the church, and I remember I went on probably a good 5 to 10 minute expletive-laden rant about how horrible the Catholic Church is. And I know you heard it because he had his door open. I had Mike, and the guy, and one of my friends had the guy's room was in, one of my friends had his door open. So I know you heard it because I was like screaming at the top of my fucking lungs. I was like screaming at the top of my lungs when I did this. So, yeah. So I know you heard the rant, but you know how these religious people like to compartmentalize. It's like, oh well, I'm not Catholic, so that doesn't apply to me, type of thing. When it does apply to you, So I don't know why he still, maybe he thinks like, oh, I can probably convert them or something. But I don't understand. Why does he want to convert them? I remember where he asked me if I would want to come over to his room and we could read Bible verses on a fucking Friday. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do on a fucking Friday. Go to your fucking room and read fucking Bible verses. I think I'd rather get my arms and legs gnawed off by a wolverine and then have them magically regenerate and then have it happen over and over again. I didn't read fucking Bible verses. So, like, and like I said, he's a nice enough guy, but, it's just getting annoying, getting proselytized to. And, I remember at one point I just got, just got pissed. So I have this like little whiteboard on my door. So like if someone comes by, they can say, "Hey, I was here. Give me a call," or whatever. Or like if I need to do something, like go to the library to research something or something like that, I'll write "go to the library." So when I get back, I'll remember. Or go wash clothes or whatever. Go check mail because I'm looking for something. So that's what the whiteboard's there for. So after being proselytized to for probably one time too many, when I know he knows I'm an atheist, there's no way he doesn't know. I wrote on my whiteboard, "Religion is a crutch, atheism for the win," on my whiteboard, and I like underlined it and put some exclamation points in there, and I left it on my board. And he has to go by my room to go downstairs, get to the elevator to go downstairs, right? So I know he saw it. So I left it up there for like a month until we went home for a Christmas break or whatever, right? So I hadn't really been talking to him that much this semester until a few days ago. I saw him in the elevator. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He was like, "Hey, it's going all right. I've been busy with class." And he's like, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, "Hey, the church got something going on. You ought to come by this time." He gives me a fucking card again. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm an atheist. Okay, he has to know. There's no way he doesn't know. There is no possible way on earth he does not know. Okay, maybe it's partly my fault because I didn't say I'm not an atheist. But there's no fucking way you can't know. There is no goddamn way this guy can't know. I mean, either he's just in denial that I'm an atheist, or I don't know. Maybe he's in his own world. But how can he not know? Now the thing is this, This is coming to a crossroads now. I mean, there's only like a month left, but I feel like, I should probably just say, I'm an atheist. I do appreciate you proselytizing, because usually I'm not shy about doing that. But this, he lives on my floor. I see this guy like every freaking day. I don't want this to turn into a big thing where he gets all upset and he gets some kind of big fucking argument and he's all upset and then people have to come in and then you have to make some kind of fucking meaning about it. And, at the same time, I don't want to subvert my feelings. I don't want to oppress my feelings because I kind of getting fucking annoyed with this guy, with the God talk every time I see this fucking guy.